And welcome back to our live video series. As we talked last week, we are doing this to add the visual to the Aussie agronomist. So here we are with John Latham. John, how's it going today?
It's going great. Beautiful day.
It sure is. Finally got to see some of the sunshine.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll take sunshine anytime we can.
We've been missing that for a while.
Absolutely.
So John is here today. He's going to talk with us a little bit about product, how things have been yielding, and what we can be looking forward to next year. So how has harvest been going?
It's been going well. We just got wrapped up yesterday with our soybean research here at Alexander, and the day before we got our corn wrapped up. So we're feeling pretty good here at Alexander to have corn and soybeans wrapped up.
Yes, definitely a good thing to do. So also, along with harvest, a lot of first trial data has been rolling in.
Yeah, it has, absolutely. You know, the last couple of years we've had a great performance in the first trials. This is really the fourth year now we've done first trials. We've been in them, but really kind of in a bigger way. We wanted to be able to challenge ourselves and show the performance we've got of our products. So this is the fourth year, and we've had just tremendous performance. Last year was the best overall year as far as winners. I think we had 42 winners last year.
Yeah, I actually have right here 42 soybean top twos, and 42 number ones overall. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's great. and there's a lot more data to come in for the first trials, but so far I think we've got 19 wins already, and there's a lot of both corn and soybeans to come yet. So I can give you some of the highlights of some of the things that's doing really well. You know, on the corn side of things, we've got a brand new product called the 5245 that's just flat out dominating both in our super strips and in the first trials. It's won 3 first trials so far. It won at Paulina, Iowa, Watertown, Wisconsin, and then Plover, Wisconsin in the first trials. And then you can see, this is kind of high tech, but you can see how it's done so far in the super strip trials also. And actually, we've got a first and a second, I think, to add to that this morning that haven't been shown. But this 5245 is just tremendous. The great thing about it is it's standing so well in a really tough year for standability. It's standing great, and you know, then obviously when you combine it with the yield that we've seen is just tremendous. I can give you kind of some of the other highlights on corn. First, 5245 I mentioned, and then 5025 is another brand new. It's a VT Double Pro Drought Guard product that's won two different first trials so far at Paulina, Iowa at 229 bushels, and then at Clinton, Minnesota at 230 bushels. So really great new product. It's great. We've actually got supply of both of those yet. So if you're looking for 100 to 102 day, take a look at those two products. Just a couple other highlights on the corn side. We've got 4147 is a 91 day that we've had the last couple of years. It's actually related to our 4454, which is actually our top selling product. A little earlier version of that, and in the Red River Valley South, it won at Wheaton, Minnesota at 242 bushel. A couple others, in 94 day, we've got our 4437, which has been a great high yielding product. In North Dakota Southeast, it won at 197 bushels at Coulm, North Dakota. And then we've got a 96-day product that's also a winner in South Dakota, the Northeast region of Webster, South Dakota, at 243 bushel. And then we've got a 112-day new product that did really well last year and is following that up. It's our 6224. It's the 3120 Agershire trait. And at the West Central Iowa location of Winterset, it did 255 bushels. So we're really happy, and then there's probably 50% of the first trials come in yet on corn, so
right.
Really thrilled.
Stay tuned for that. Updates on the website too, so those are updated just as fast as they come in.
Yeah, and you can see all the super strips too if you go to our website. Too.
Yes, you can. So what about soybean side?
Soybeans have been great also. You know, we've had tremendous performance the last several years on soybeans. And you know, one thing I wanted to mention is kind of our research on both corn and soybeans, and here's another high tech, but I'll just show you. This is our corn and soybean research locations. We've got all over our Latham country, the 7 states we do business in. There you go. So you can see all the different locations there. The corn is in blue and soybeans are green. We're fortunate all the soybean locations are wrapped up and harvested. We still have some corn locations to go, but you can see there's a lot of work to do there in a lot of locations. So the great thing is we've got a bunch of data, both corn and soybeans, And we're looking for products that work in specific geographies and specific soil types, which is different than the major companies which are looking for a product all across the country. And that's part of the reason why we've done so well in the first trials. We've really had a performance because we're looking for products that maybe just looking for a product in southwest Minnesota or northeast Iowa, wherever it may be in Latham country. So I'll go with a couple different products on the soybean side of things. We've got one product that's just flat out dominated in the north is our Latham 0982 Roundup Ready 2. And that's won 4 different first trials so far. It won at Starbuck, Minnesota at 51 bushel. It won at Beltrami, Minnesota at 45 bushel. Moorhead, Minnesota at 57. And then it won the overall Red River Valley Central, the whole summary, at 50.8 bushel. So that's been a great product the last couple of years. If you're looking for a Roundup Ready 2 in central Minnesota, northern South Dakota, southern North Dakota, that is just one of the best out there. Thrilled with that performance. A couple others that did really well so far is the Latham 1748 is a Roundup Ready 2 in Iowa North. It won at Emmitsburg, Iowa at 67 bushel. We've got our another Roundup Ready 2 is our 2482 Roundup Ready 2 at Wisconsin South at Arlington, Wisconsin, did 72.2 bushel and won that test there. And then we move into some Extend varieties that did really well for us. We've got a whole lineup of great Extend products. 2682 at Scribner, at Scribner, Nebraska, did 66 bushels, won that test, and then that same product won the overall summary in the Nebraska Northeast region at 70.1 bushels. So that's going to be a great product, especially going west. If you go into Nebraska, western Iowa. A couple others that did really well extends, the 2887 at Albert City, Iowa at 66 bushel, and then one of the top yielders in the whole trial was our Latham 3448 Roundup Ready Extend at Oakland, Iowa, did 83 bushel, which is one of the top yields in the whole Midwest. So yeah, that was fun to see that one do so well.
Wow, well, good stuff. And coming up this fall, we'll also be having our post-harvest meetings for customers and dealers. So if you're interested in hearing more about that data, John will be around, happy to share it, I'm sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's fun
it's always
this time
fun
of year.
Sharing good data.
Yeah, Mark is actually in his office crunching data right now, and we'll be, over the next several weeks, we'll be sharing it at these meetings, but really looking forward to that. It's a fun time of year.
Right, for sure. So, should we jump ship a little bit to football season here in Iowa?
Sure, sounds good.
The real question is, Iowa or Iowa State? 2 teams that are ranked. That's awesome.
Yeah, for Iowa, I think it's the first time in 15 years we've had 2 teams in the state of Iowa that are ranked. So that's amazing. I think Iowa's rated 20th in the big poll, and then Iowa State's 21st. So, for an Iowa State fan to be rated in November, that's pretty cool. So, yeah, Iowa State plays Oklahoma State Saturday, which Oklahoma State's rated 11th or somewhere in that ballpark. And that'll be a tough game because Okie State is a really dynamic offense. But hopefully Iowa State's defense has played well. Hopefully we can shut them down a little bit. I'm predicting an Iowa State upset and 31-24
wow.
for the Cyclones. But
all right, good.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first. That's perfect. I'm also predicting an upset.
Oh,
or
sounds
not
good.
to. You have to.
Absolutely.
Iowa State, you have to.
Optimistic.
You have to be optimistic. That's for sure.
So the other big game is Iowa versus Wisconsin in the Big Ten, and Iowa just had a big win over Ohio State last week, and they're playing really well. So I'm gonna predict 2 upsets. And sorry to our customers in Wisconsin, but
we support all.
We do. I'm gonna say Iowa 14-13 over Wisconsin. We'll see if that handles. But that's gonna be a really good game.
Good weekend.
It should be.
In the field, both fields.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Very good. Well, anything else you'd like to add?
No, it's just it's a fun time of year with all the data coming in, and I didn't bore you with all the data I've got, but certainly kind of give you some of the highlights, and check out our website for a lot more information.
Right, for sure. Well, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it, and for the audio, check out the podcast on the field position.